Church, thank you for joining us today. This is day 12, and our focus today is revival starts with prayer. And I'm going to speak to you today about why we should pray. In James chapter 5, verses 13 to 16, it speaks about the power of prayer. And it tells us that the prayer offered in faith by a righteous person has great power and is very effective. And I want to encourage you as you read the verses that we've outlined for you today to remember that prayer is powerful. You know, so many people see prayer as an obligation, something that they've got to do either at the start of the day or at the end of the day, something that we've kind of got to tick off our list. But the Bible tells us that prayer is powerful. And all great revivals have begun with men and women who have prayed earnestly, prayed for God to reveal himself to them, prayed for God to show himself in their churches, in their families, in their friends. And so I encourage you not to see prayer as an obligation, but to see prayer as the great opportunity that it is. There are so many things that we can pray for today. Can I leave you with a quote as well today? It's a great quote from Charles Spurgeon. And he says this: "What would this heart feel if I could but believe that there were some among you who would go home and pray for revival, whose faith is large enough and love fiery enough to lead them from this moment to exercise unceasing intercessions, that God would appear among us and do wondrous things here, as in the times of former generations." I love that thought on prayer, that prayer is powerful, that we can be stirred to pray afresh. So today there are some great things that you can pray for. First of all, you can pray for your family and your loved ones. Pray for those who are not close to God. Maybe they've had a relationship with God and they've drifted away, or maybe there are those who just don't know God at all. Pray that God would reveal himself in powerful ways to your family and friends. Pray for your work or your school. Pray that God would use you to be a great example of who God is in your life to those around you as you go to work and school. Pray for your needs. Are there people in your family that have needs? Just begin to lift up those needs and pray with faith. Pray and believe that God would do wondrous things, as Charles Spurgeon says. Would you pray for our church? Pray that God would pour out his Spirit afresh upon us. Those are just a couple of ways that today you can pray, because revival begins with prayer. So I encourage you today, take some time out. Let's pray. Let's seek the face of God over these 21 days.